And just like that, she's back in, she's home. So we've got it on trickle charge to see if we can get that battery back to life temporarily. I probably still need to get a new one. But I've parked it in the different way round this time, so it's nose in first, because dealing with all the battery when it's backed in is a bit of a problem, because it, as you can see, just fits in the garage. So we took the decision to do it this way. It was a little bit tricky, not the easiest for getting it in and out, but once we've done the pavement out here properly, then it will be a lot easier in future. But yeah, she is home. I can do a few bits and bobs. The first thing I'm going to do on it, which really doesn't feel like it's an important job, but it really cheeses me off, I'm going to get rid of what was probably an incredibly expensive stereo in its time. This Kenwood stereo with the screen that folds out and the DVD player and a boot. I'm going to put in a modern sort of period, sort of late 80s, early 90s looking Blaupunkt unit like I've done with the BMW, which is tucked up there, which has Bluetooth, which is great. Makes it a lot easier to use. I can listen to music off my phone and podcasts and stuff, but also means that it doesn't have this huge front sticking out. That means the Bentley cover doesn't close. So we've never been able to properly close the cover over the radio, which really annoys me. So it will just make the interior look a lot cleaner, and I can close it over and it's away, it's tucked away. Nobody will know it's there. It just looks a lot nicer. Okay, we are back in the container at the storage unit, and it's time to see if there's any life in the little Fiat. So battery was disconnected, so fingers crossed. It's not going to start straight away, but turn it over a bit, build a bit of oil pressure to get out of gear. Have we got any dash lights is the question. I've got one. Let's just see. Nope. I think we might need the jump leads. Okay, Greg is in the car. Choke is out, so it's turned over a few times. It might go now.
It's out already anyway.
Oh, was it? Come on, old girl.
A few moments later.
So we have swapped the battery out for a healthy battery because we thought maybe it just wasn't quite getting enough juice. It was a bit slow to turn over. We've also hooked it up to the Mighty Mazda 6 so that we've got, 14 volts going in, and it's spinning over quite happily now, but there's no sign of ignition, no sign of it sparking. I have had the distributor cap off, and there is a little bit of spark going on in there, but yeah, not a consistent one. So I do wonder whether either the coil is on its way out, or the condenser has failed again, or another problem. So it doesn't like the Fiat's coming home today because I need to drive it home, unfortunately. So we're gonna pop it back away. Okay, we are on the way back home. Unfortunately, Mr. Fiat would not fire up. We weren't, it seems, getting any ignition. I thought we'd completely flooded it from trying. But we'll have to go back, either trailer it home and do some work on it, or go back and change a few bits and see whether we can get it to fire up. Notoriously doesn't like firing when it's cold anyway, because it's got quite a lumpy cam on it. But it should still at least have a go. It would normally just struggle to catch and struggle to idle, but it's not even firing at all today. So not ideal, because it drove into the container, so there should be no reason why it shouldn't run. But we've got 50% of the job done. The Bentley is home. Next job is to try and get the Fiat trailered and see if we can get it running. Right, I am back at HQ 2.0. We don't have a Fiat in tow, but we are just about to put the Mighty Mazda 6 on here. We need to check the brakes. Greg thinks the fronts are about done, so we're going to have a good old look around, see if there's anything else needs doing as we're getting into the depths of winter. That sounds like the door moving, so I need to go and hold the door so Greg can get the car in. So nothing major on the Mazda this time. So much so, Greg has already had the wheel off, checked what we want to check, and is putting it back on. So effectively, we want to check the discs on this. We can see the front and we see the pads, but we want to be able to check around the back to make sure it's wearing evenly. It does appear to be wearing evenly, but they're about toast. So another couple of thousand miles knows, enough time to order some discs and pads, and back probably either late in December or early in the new year. We'll get them changed over. So over on the passenger side, it's the same thing here. Discs look okay, they're a bit scored, there's a bit of a lip, but they're still usable, but they're more worn on the back, which you can't tell with the wheel on. So I think it's going to be new discs when the pads are ready, which, if you look down there, there's not an awful lot of pad left. If I can get it to zoom in on that. But enough for a couple of thousand miles. So when it comes in, it'll have discs and pads this time. But yeah, otherwise looks pretty fine fettle. One thing we did notice needs doing, there's a little missing clip in here. So it's always useful to have a box of these clips. It's like a push-in plastic clip with a little screw-in plastic centre, which is looking pretty muddled already. So as you can see, these have like a little bit of a thread on, and they're supposed to be screwed in with a screwdriver. But that screw slot is actually a little bit on the shallow side. So we haven't actually got a screwdriver that won't cam out from that. So yeah, well, we just sent it home with a hammer. So it's not coming out, and the plastic trim isn't flapping around. Just be a bit careful when I try these next time. Maybe I need to take a screwdriver and like take the end off the head so that it sits a bit better in there. Not the greatest design, but only a cheap and cheerful little eBay special box of clips, but they are useful. Right, another job done. Sort of. So we think we may have found the cause of the problem. It looks like this seal here has perished, probably from the heat in summer. And yeah, it should be nicely sealed in against the bodywork like it is back here. So I suspect that is letting lots and lots of water in behind this window. Don't know how you fix that, short of getting Autoglass out to reseal this window. If you know about how to seal this problem, then yeah, bleep bloop in the comments below. Right, that's all for this episode of Automotive Tales. We have the Clio back inside, slowly drying out, poor little thing. Started on the bottom though, and we have the big old Bentley back inside as well. Don't worry, this table is dangerously close to the car, but it won't be staying here. This is just a temporary fix. And you can see actually, ooh, look on here, nice little Blaupunkt radio. So that's what's going in here to get rid of the horrible, nasty radio that's in there. And everything is trickle charging at the moment to try and get some life back into things. Right, see you next time. Bye for now. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Right, reverse neutral drive, no problems. Riding along in my automobile, getting nothing beside me at the wheel.